Good morning. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am not a coffee drinker. It's hot chocolate. I'll take hot chocolate any day. I do drink teas. In fact, lately, most of the teas that I do drink are more like herbal infusions. They're like essential oil and honey and water for like not feeling well or whatever. But my go to warm drink is hot chocolate, chilly mornings. So, anyway, today we are going to talk about the secret to creating change. So, yesterday we talked about the secret to sustainable success, which was developing habits. So, yesterday was kind of the why. Today is going to be, sorry, yesterday was the what. Yeah, the what is creating habits, right? And systems in our lives. Today is the why, the how are we going to create change in our life, right? So, yesterday we talked about tiny changes over time can make massive effect in our lives. It's not the big things, it's not the grand gestures that we make once or twice that make all the difference in our lives. It's the things that we do little by little, consistently over our life, over time, that make the changes. In the book Atomic Habits, and I'll put the link for you in the comments if you're interested in this book. It's a great, great book, James Clear. In the book, he says regular practice or routine that is not only small and easy to do, but also an incredible source of power. It is a component of the system of compound growth. All right. Yesterday, we talked about how compound interest can increase your wealth or increase your debt, right? We'll can do the same thing with your life in regards to habits, with habits being the monetary there, not money. Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it, those who don't understand it pay it. And it's the same thing with habits, good and bad, right? Before I forget, let me throw this in there. Here is, I put the link in the comments for the book if you're interested in grabbing that book. All right. So, but the same thing with habits. Once a habit is firmly established in your life, it's going to be stuck around forever. It's equally hard to break a habit as it is to create a new one. And this is for two reasons. There's two reasons that when we say, oh, we're going to run every day for 30 minutes, or we're going to write every day for 30 minutes, or we're going to do whatever it is that whatever habit is we're trying to create to get to where we're going to going, there's two main reasons that we fail at that habit, at those habits. One is we try to change the wrong thing, and we'll get into that. And the second is we try to change it the wrong way. All right. So I see you guys joining live. I will get to your comments at the end so I can get through the material because I get distracted very easily. All right. So when we're talking about change, when we want to make change in our life, there is three levels of change. We have our outcome, we have our process, and we have our identity, right? So think of it as like, identity is the core, and we have the processes and the habits, right? And then we have the outcome. When we focus on the outcome, when we focus on the thing that we want to do, the thing that we want to achieve, it doesn't last long because it's not coming from the core. The outcomes are about what you get, right? The process is about what you do, but the identity is about who you become. This is where your mindset is. We talk a lot about mindset, but it's so often we try to create change in the wrong direction. We think, oh, we're going to make these changes and it's going to become part of who we are, right? We're going to run every day and then it's going to become a habit and then it's going to, become part of who we are. We're doing it in the wrong direction. We want to start in the inside. We need to build identity based on habits that make when we build habits based on identity, they last. Okay. So it said behind every system of action, the system of belief. If we don't believe, we don't achieve. I mean, that's kind of, you all heard that before, right? If we don't believe at the core that we can lose weight, that we can write that book, that we can get out of debt, that we can be successful, if we don't believe that at our core, no amount of external change we try to make is going to last. The motivation to continue with these processes, to continue building these habits, because it's not easy. That motivation has to come from within. It has to come from deep. The ultimate form of internal motivation is when a habit is part of your identity. See, the goal, see, we're not pursuing change. We're not pursuing this goal of running a marathon or getting out of debt or launching a successful business. That's not our goal. Um, if we want to make lasting change, we are simply becoming the person that does those things, right? So, for instance, the goal is not to write a book. The goal is to become an author. The goal is not to learn to play an instrument. The goal is to become a musician. Do you see how that is different? It's about who we are and who we become. When we focus on who we believe we are, then we're not trying to change an outcome. We're not struggling to make the outcome. We're not butting up against it. We're just acting as the person that we believe we can become, right? So when we first make those changes in our mindset, in the inner core, in our identity, that very circle, then we can make the habits and the behavior changes and the routines. Then it becomes attainable and achievable to reach those outer goals. All right. So yesterday was all about the why. It's the habits. Today is about, sorry, it was about the what. I keep saying that backwards. Today is about the why we need to do it in this order, why it matters, why it's so hard to change. But tomorrow is about the how. All right, guys. If you are not in my free Facebook group, feel free to join me. It is Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise, a faith-based journey to do more, give more, and serve more. And we'll be talking about habits in there all week. And let's see what we have to say. Yes, baby steps for the win. Absolutely. So we have to start with belief, right? We start with belief and then we start with little changes one at a time because those little changes, we kind of tally back and forth, help build that belief and help get us where we want to go. All right. And then be sure to check this book out, Atomic Habits. It's amazing. And I will see you guys tomorrow.